But there's so many plants out there that people don't use and don't know anything about. We're going to educate them and how to use them in an urban environment.
And I'm just really excited to see how you can take a landfill, a blighted community, and all of a sudden, maybe 10, 15 years, I can say, oh my goodness, a garden is now sprouted. This is a site of ecological and environmental learning.
One of the best parts of working on a project like this and moving something forward are the stories and the people and the visionaries and the believers and those who put their hands in the dirt every day for us.
The visionaries of Waterfront Botanical Gardens. Some people support a project of this size for business reasons or because it's the right thing to do. And then there are those who support such a project because they understand what it can mean for the community and for future generations. These are our believers. Helen Harrigan was a member of Botanica in the 1990s. She loved daylilies, irises, and roses, and for a time took care of the rose garden at Church Hill Downs. Unbeknownst to anyone, Helen left a $1.5 million trust to Botanica when she passed in 1999.
That was Helen's vision, it was her dream, it was her wish. No one got to thank her because they found out after she was gone. So she is really the reason the project is where it is today. That was the jump start for the botanical garden.
She understood the importance of a botanical garden and had long wanted such a place built in Louisville. So had Dot Wade. Dot had been supporting efforts to build a botanical garden in Louisville since the 1980s. An avid gardener and trained flower arranger, Dot stayed committed to this goal until she died in 2015. She was a longtime member of the board of directors and was known for her cooking, which was enjoyed by the board at every meeting and every special event.
When someone thinks of going to a board meeting, there might be a small refreshment, something to drink, and maybe a snack. With Dot, it was a full meal. I'm not kidding, a full meal. Lasagna, bread, salad, dessert. In every board meeting, we were all very well fed.
Emil Grazer ordered a bonsai tree from the back of a magazine when he was a boy, and so began a lifelong love of bonsai and Japanese gardens.
And he saw the article in National Geographic and sent away for it, and that started his love for bonsai and for gardening in general.
With an initial $20 donation in 2010, Emil and Nancy began their involvement with Waterfront Botanical Gardens. They were very engaged in the project, attending all events and encouraging family members and friends to get involved. Emil visited the construction site weekly in the months leading up to his death.
People want to see something happening, and I think the fact that the educational building was doable from a money standpoint, that's what inspired his commitment.
In 2017, Emil made an end-of-life pledge to the Waterfront Botanical Gardens, which brought his total support to $2.5 million. Unfortunately, that time came sooner than anyone thought, and he died at the end of 2018. Just 2 weeks later, his beloved wife Nancy also passed.
For me, the connection that I saw in my parents was that they were really good friends. They enjoyed being with each other, and that was something special that they carried through life.
In 2017, Emil's friend, George Duthie, asked him what he thought would be a nice way to remember his wife, Mary Lee, an avid gardener who had passed the year before. Emil recommended Waterfront Botanical Gardens. The Duthie family committed over $1 million in memory of Mary Lee Duthie.
The cool thing for me is that the Mary Lee Duthie Gardens surround the Grazer Family Education Center, and so those two are linked forever as good friends and good family friends, yeah.
Sam Shine was an entrepreneur. Sam was a big supporter of nature conservation and understood the importance of environmental education for kids. His surprise gift was made casually at a luncheon, and at that time allowed Phase 1 to begin.
Afterwards, I sat down and he leaned across the table, tapped the table, and whispered to me, "You need $1 million to finish that building," which I think I had mentioned in the presentation. And I said, "Yes, we do." He said, "I'll write you a check." So, of course, I was shaking and excited and couldn't let anybody know until the meeting was over. And he did. Within a week, we had a check.
Ellen Leslie was a lover of dogs and gardens. She took immaculate care of her gardens in Linden and especially loved her water features. Ellen had heard about the gardens and decided to leave part of her estate to the project. Ellen died in June of 2019, leaving over $5 million to the Waterfront Botanical Gardens. Ellen will forever be remembered in the gardens with the Ellen T. Leslie Botanical Classrooms.
I wish so much that I could thank her for her vision and her believing in the project and the importance of a botanical garden for Louisville. So I just say it out loud, and hopefully she knows we're thankful.
They were our supporters, our cheerleaders, our friends, mentors, connectors, advisors, and constant reminders to keep the project moving and to never give up.
When the master plan was done by Perkins and Will, he gave each of his children a book with a handwritten note in it, which said, "Believe in the future and this will happen." You know, it was a statement that it will happen. The Botanical Gardens will become reality.
We would not be here today without the believers.
Louisville deserves to have a beautiful, natural environment downtown that's accessible to all, where we can learn, we can share, and that our site can provide the encouragement to go out in the community and maybe you make things change and you make things happen because you've seen what we can do.
I think he phrased it up as the dream has begun.
Yeah.
It's needed, it's wanted, we're gonna make it happen. And I just believe that with all my soul.
We're living it. This is history in the making, and it's really amazing to be part of it.
We are the Waterfront Botanical Gardens, and this is where we grow.